Okay, let's take a look at the last example here, example D. Let's solve this rational inequality. And remember, we got to find the solutions to the related equation. So our zeros, along with any undefined values. And I'm going to go ahead and do that first. So in a rational, we got a denominator polynomial showing up in both sides of this inequality. We have two rational terms. So I'm going to go ahead and look at identifying the undefined values. So I'll let that be my first step, which will give you two critical values for us, because x plus 2, we know x plus 2 cannot equal 0, and it equals 0, of course, when x is equal to negative 2. And same thing with x minus 4. X minus 4 cannot equal 0, which is when x is not equal to 4. So I've got negative 2, and I've got 4 as undefined values. So again, those are vertical asymptotes if we were to graph these two rational expressions, right? It's where our graph will go vertical, but they're breaks in the graphs, and they're going to form our intervals. And now we'll look at solving the related equation. So we're going to go ahead and look at dropping the inequality symbol and putting in the equal sign. So what do we get? X plus 1 over x plus 2 equal to x minus 3 over x minus 4. And of course, as we're solving a rational, right, we're going to clear out the fraction. So we can multiply by the LCD, and the least common denominator is the product of these two factors. All right, you could also, if you want, do cross products. This is a proportion, but that's not always the case. We have multiple terms on each side, so we need that LCD. So it's good to get in the habit of doing that. But multiplying by a common denominator clears out our fractions and allows us to solve for x. So we got x plus 1 times x minus 4, right, equal to x minus 3 times x plus 2. And as we look at that and solve, as we distribute, we got x times x is x squared, x times negative 4 is negative 4x. Right, and then we distribute the 1 through. 1 times x is x. 1 times negative 4 is negative 4. Over here, as we multiply, x times x is x squared. X times 2 is 2x. Distribute negative 3 through. Negative 3 times x, negative 3x. Negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So as we simplify, got x squared minus 3x. Combine the x terms, minus 4. Equal to x squared. Well, 2x minus 3x is negative x minus 6. Well, we're looking at it. It looks like we have a quadratic in front of us, but you notice as we set it equal to 0, right, as we go ahead and put all the terms on one side, let's go ahead and move the x squared over. That's subtracting it. We'll add the x over, and then we'll add the 6 over. And doing that, we've set it equal to 0, but the x squared terms cancel. Of course, negative 3x plus x is negative 2x. Negative 4 plus 6, that's 2. So I got negative 2x plus 2 equal to 0. And with that, we got a linear equation. So as we solve a linear, we need to isolate the x term and then divide out the coefficient. So we'll divide out negative 2 on both sides. And I get x equal to 1, right? So x equal 1, right, is a critical value. So 1 is the solution to this related equation. So not only is negative 2 and 4 critical values, let's go ahead and list all three critical values that we found now. So critical values, the undefined values, right, negative 2, 4, and the solution to the related equation. So just keep in mind, these are the undefined values, what made the denominator 0, and this is the solution to the related equation as we solved it for x. With that said, let's set up the test intervals. So as we're looking at our x line, so let's form those test intervals so we can see where our solution set will come from. We got negative 2, we've got 1, and we've got 4. Now keep in mind, negative 2 and 4, right, are the undefined values. They're the breaks in your graph. You graph them, that's where our vertical asymptotes are. And this is your zeros, your x-intercepts. Now, this time, as we look at 1, We're not going to include 1 because this is a less than problem, not a less than equal to. So as we look at our intervals, all 4 of these intervals we're going to form are using parentheses everywhere. X less than -2, -2 to 1. We have the values between 1 and 4, and then 4 to infinity. Right, so there's our 4 regions that we have to look at. So now all we got to do is pick a test value, right? Find out what works. So -infinity, -2. Let's pick an easy number out of that interval. Something like -3. -2 to 1, I can pick 0. Be an easy one to work with. Anytime I can use 0. 1 to 4, and we'll pick 2. 4 to infinity, I'll pick 5. So let's start with -infinity, -2. We're going to include this in the solution set. So let's plug in our test value. So we have -3 plus 1 divided by -3 plus 2. Question, is it less than -3 minus 3 over -3 minus 4? Well, -3 plus 1 is -2. -3 plus 2 is -1. Over here on the right side, we got -3 minus 3 is -6. -3 minus 4 is -7. So I end up with what? 2 less than 6/7. Well, 2 is greater than 6/7. That didn't work. It's not in the solution set. So we have to exclude it from our solution set. Now, how about -2 to 1? What happens when we plug 0 in? So let's pick its test values. We're testing this second interval. Well, let's plug in 0. I'll get 0 plus 1. Right? Take out x, plug in 0. Divided by 0 plus 2. Question, is it less than 0 minus 3? Divided by 0 minus 4. So we end up with what? 1/2? Less than 3/4? Well, yeah, 1/2 is less than 3/4. True. That's in the solution set. So we need to use that interval in our solution set interval. So all numbers greater than -2 and less than 1. So -1, right, is a solution. -1.5, -1.999, 0, 0.5, 0.8. There's infinite numbers, but we only need 1 to test it. So again, 1 works, they all work. 1 doesn't work, none of them work. Now 1 to 4, we pick 2. So let's test that interval. So moving on to our third interval. As we pick in our test value of 2, well, we have what? 2 plus 1 divided by 2 plus 2. Question, is it less than 2 minus 3 over 2 minus 4? Well, as we simplify, we get 3/4, right? And here we got 2 minus 3, -1. 2 minus 4, -2. We got 3/4 less than 1/2. Well, that's not true. 3/4 we know is greater than 1/2. So 2 did not work. That interval does not work. So we need to exclude it. Our last region, let's test it. So we need to test the final interval. And that interval is the values of greater than 4. 4 to infinity, and we picked 5 as a test value. So does 5 work? Let's plug it in together and see. So 5 plus 1 divided by 5 plus 2 less than 5 minus 3 divided by 5 minus 4. So we end up with 6 over 7 less than 2 over 1. 6/7 less than 2? Yes, 6/7 is less than 2. So we've got an interval right here that works. Let me go ahead and correct that fraction. But 6/7, yes, is less than 2. So it works. That means all numbers greater than 4 we need to include in the solution set. So in the end, we got 2 intervals out of the 4. So let's go ahead and write those down. So our solution set, right, all real numbers, we said greater than -2 and less than 1, or all the x values that are greater than 4 to infinity. So there's our intervals, as we've tested those. So again, that's solving rational inequalities.